everyone, so today I have a Sephora haul for you all. I recently went to Hawaii for my wedding, and I kind of cut back a lot on buying makeup products, only because I found the Senegence products, I found the Lip Sense products, and I haven't had a lot of need to buy anything from Sephora or Mecca. Just the odd thing here and there, nothing that really warranted a haul. But it had been a little while since I'd actually been to the US. We had spent a lot of time getting ready for our wedding and everything, so we hadn't travelled over there for a little bit, and I wanted to pick a few things up that had come out since our last trip or I hadn't got around to trying yet. So I thought I would share with you what I had actually purchased, because it has been a long time since I have done a haul on this channel. And just for your information as well, I will be doing some more of my declutter series as well. So we actually we purchased and moved into our first apartment. As you can see, the background has changed again. We have actually moved back into the place where we were before because we're getting ready to sell that apartment and move into another one that's a little bit bigger that will kind of suit us for a little bit longer. So we are going to be moving in the next few months. So yes, I will be doing more decluttering as well. But in that new apartment, I will actually have my own space, my own kind of beauty studio that I'll be able to see some of my Senegence clients and just start taking on clients again, makeup wise and things as well. So that will actually be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that, because I'll be able to kind of establish my own little space and kind of have it exactly the way that I want it, instead of having it all in my bedroom. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I will do some decluttering of things that, you know, are getting a little bit old or I don't have any use for as well. I have a whole drawer full of lipstick that I just don't use anymore, so that's another story, but I will be getting rid of a lot of that as well. So keep tuned for those. But I'm going to share with you my haul from the US and from Sephora, and yeah, I hope you guys like this. So first and foremost, I actually picked up a couple of sets of lashes. Now, I don't typically wear really heavy eye makeup on a daily basis, but I love the way a really kind of thick lash look it makes the eyes stand out. I think that lashes make a huge difference to makeup, and I haven't really found a lot that I love. So I picked up a couple with the hopes that, you know, I would actually like them. One that's a little bit more glamour and one that is more of a natural kind of look. But I picked up the Sephora Plume lashes. Now these lashes, they're actually really quite nice and fine, and they have a bit of a crisscross to them as well, but I'm thinking that these would be a nice everyday kind of lash, but I'm going to try them out and see how they go. I also picked up the velour lashes in the starter kit, and these are in Mama Knows Best. Now these ones have quite a dark band, so they're quite a thick lash, and they're double layered as well, so they've got quite a lot of hairs in them. They're super soft. These ones are silk, and then it comes with their adhesive and also their lash application tweezers. I've never been one to apply lashes with tweezers, but I do think that a lot of people find them helpful. But yeah, I'll give those a try and see how they go. I think those ones would probably look best with a bit more eye makeup, so I'm just going to kind of give everything a try and see how they look. I picked up a couple from Mecca as well that I'd like to give a try too, so I'll be using those in some makeup looks coming up. I also picked up a couple of concealers. Now these are just the travel size concealers. I have been using my Senegence Candlelight for the most part to conceal, but it can be a tiny little bit dry, so I picked up the travel size of the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay, and an old favourite, this is the NARS Concealer. Now, I didn't realise how accustomed I'd become to having crease-proof concealer because I'd been using the Candlelight. It's not quite full coverage, so I wanted something that was a little bit fuller, which I know these two would give me, but the NARS Concealer, in comparison to that, creases a lot, so I don't think I really enjoy this as much as I used to, but I do love the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I actually picked up the full size because I really liked it. I like the wand because it's nice and flat, but I also like the way that it was quite thin and it just spread really nicely, but then it dries down and becomes crease proof as well, just like my Shadow Sense. It's just not quite so dry, which I like, but the Shadow Sense still makes a great base for the eyelids, so I'm kind of alternating between the two, between this one and my Shadow Sense for using as concealer anyway. So really liking those. I also picked up another old favourite, my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. You guys know how much I love this. My last one had come to its last leg, so I picked this one up. Now, for those of you who don't know, the reason that I like this is because the brush is super tiny and it gets into all of those little places that you can't usually reach. And for some reason, this mascara, it just does not go anywhere. I have really big problems, even with waterproof mascaras, they have a tendency to give me panda eyes, so this is the only thing I can use on my bottom lashes that doesn't do it. The other exception is probably the Kevyn Aucoin mascaras, the tubing mascaras. The problem is because I sneeze a lot, I've got a lot of allergies, I end up with little tubes going down my face from watering eyes. So this one works really well for me. I don't like wearing waterproof mascara on a daily basis, so I like to incorporate things like this into my routine. I also picked up something new for me that I'd been wanting to try. It's the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. Now, this is actually awesome. Now, just as an aside, it doesn't travel well. It actually kind of leaks out of the bottle, as all alcohol products kind of do. Now, this actually smells like vanilla, or makes your brushes smell like vanilla. It kind of smells like alcohol, to be honest, but it makes your brushes smell like vanilla. It gives them a nice sweet scent, but it's not overpowering, which I really like, which is really good for using on clients as well. It's kind of just it's a really nice sweet kind of clean smell, if that makes sense. It also comes with a little tin that you can use for dipping into the solution, so you can just wipe it off onto a towel, and that works really nicely. I also picked that up in the travel size as well, so I thought I might as well have it for at home and when I travel. Now, the next items that I picked up, as you know, I have been doing my Lip Sense business and my Senegence business for over 12 months now. I pretty much exclusively wear Lip Sense as my daily lipstick. I completely exclusively wear Lip Sense as my daily lipstick, and I have since I tried it for the first time. The only exception is I do like treatment products from other brands as well. I love the Senegence Lip Volumizer and I love their lip balm, but they don't have a scrub in their range, so I picked up the Fresh Sugar lip polish. I was very careful to look for something that doesn't have beeswax. The reason why is because beeswax kind of interacts really badly with Lip Sense. Beeswax and things like pawpaw ointment and things like that, they create a barrier on the lips, and of course something like Lip Sense, which is a liquid product that that relies on bonding with the lip, doesn't go well with something that creates a barrier. So I was very careful to avoid something that that had wax in it, but I did pick up the Fresh Sugar lip polish. Now, this is actually quite a mild polish, but it just helps to lift off any dead skin. My lips are actually in pretty good condition these days, but if you have watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I was always on a desperate search for the best lip balm or the best lip scrub, and now it's not quite so important. I love my e.l.f. lip scrub. It comes in a stick form, but this one's just a little bit softer and it has a nicer smell as well. This one just straight up smells like brown sugar, but it's quite a mild lip scrub in that it doesn't feel super textured, but it is quite hydrating, which I like. Just had a bit of a battery incident. I have two batteries and neither one of them was charged, so I just lost you for about 15 minutes, but we're all good. Okay, so the next items that I picked up were two of these Sephora Colour Switch tins. Now, these are really interesting. So these, they have a little sponge inside them, but what they essentially do is they take the pigment off of an eyeshadow brush or a face brush or whatever it is, and make them kind of cleaner and easier to switch colours, so you can go from a dark colour to a light colour. Now, I kind of have a brush here, and I wanted to test these out to see how they worked with my cream Shadow Sense colours, because I mostly use those these days, and they are a little bit difficult to get off off brushes. So I've been trying them out and they actually work really nicely. They take the cream product off as well, so they work really well, and apparently they're good for like 6 months or something. Yes, they're good for 6 months, and you can clean them in between as well. So you can take the sponge out and just clean it and pop it back in, so you stop the spread of too much bacteria. But that's just the sponge, goes inside the little tin there. Microfiber cloth would also work as well, but I like how these ones have the little grooves and it's kept inside a tin, so it's easy for travel and everything as well. Now lately I have actually switched predominantly to synthetic brushes because I'm using a lot of cream products. So I actually picked up quite a few synthetic brushes while I was over in the States. I got a lot of these Sephora double-ended brushes. I've said before on my channel I do travel a lot. Now these are really good because they're nice and compact for travel, so you don't have to carry quite so many brushes, and you get the two, one on each end, and they're synthetic as well. So it means that they've got a bit more of a cruelty-free footprint, which is fantastic. I picked up quite a few of these because I really like the look of them, just to kind of try them out. I've got the 205, which is like a shadow, like a flat paddle brush, and also a crease brush. I got the 207, which is like your angled brush, and a smudger brush. I got the 202. This one's my favorite. This is the multitasker brush from Sephora. I actually have one of these already because they're so awesome. This one's really good for like cream blush. It's good for bronzing. It's good for foundation. It's really multi-purpose. And then it's got the concealer, the kind of diffusing concealer brush on the end as well. And then I got the 206, which is this large shading brush, which you can use for concealing all over the eyelids, or also one flat colour for all over the eyelids. The other end is this precision shadow brush, which is awesome. I grabbed the 204. This one, it says it's for sculpting and shaping. You can use this one for like blush, and I've been using it for powder, to be 100% honest. You can use it for blush, you can use it for bronzer, you can use it for highlight, and this one's a highlighting brush on the other end, which is awesome. There are a couple that I haven't quite used yet, or maybe it's just one that I haven't used yet. Yeah, it's just the one that I haven't used yet from the range, but I will be, kind of for primers and things like that. It's the 203. Now this is your, just your general flat paddle foundation brush, and then your flat concealer brush as well. And they all come in these little pouches, which I've actually kept a hold of because I want to be able to kind of keep them nice and clean and separated for when I'm traveling as well. But these are fantastic. So I actually liked these brushes so much that I actually went out and picked up another kind of mini set. I kind of picked them up as an incentive for my Senegence team, and I just picked these ones up for people who are achieving certain goals that I've been setting and things like that. So I got these ones as a little bit of an incentive for them, which I thought would be a cool little gift. But yeah, these brushes have actually been really awesome. Also, one of the items I picked up, part for me, part for my Senegence team, and again another incentive that I'm just offering for my team. I ended up picking up some makeup erasers. I grabbed 3. Now excuse my grungy one, I use these all the time. I don't like going through too many bottles of makeup remover. Everything removes really easily with these makeup remover cloths, like these makeup eraser cloths. I really like these. Now when we were over there I actually forgot mine, which is why I went out to Sephora and grabbed one, but I bought the black one originally and I didn't like it. It left little black hairs all over my face, so I picked up the pink one, and I love the pink one as much as I love the original one. I already had one back here, back at home, so I picked up one for myself, and then I picked up a couple as incentives for my team, just because they remove waterproof makeup, and I found it's the only thing that really helps to budge lip sense as well. So I use it with the Fuchs remover. So I put a little bit of makeup remover on the cloth sometimes, depending on how budge proof my makeup is, and I use it to take the product off. But these are fantastic, and you use them, you rinse them out, and then every couple of days I just chuck them in the wash, and it works really nicely. Just chuck them in with your towels whenever you're washing your towels. I also grabbed another Hourglass Arch brow pencil in Auburn. This is just the best brow pencil that I found to match my hair colour. It's a nice kind of auburny tone. It isn't too light, so it isn't too bright of an orange. And I just grabbed this because it's cheaper in the States to buy it there than it is to buy it here in Australia. So I just picked up one to have on hand when I run out of my other one. I also picked up the Makeup Forever Step 1 Primer, the Skin Equalizer Primer, and this is the smoothing version. These come in a ton of versions, and the problem, I did a bit of research on this beforehand. The problem with the Sephora website is they've got all of the versions grouped in together, so you can't actually get a sense of which ones are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones. But this came highly recommended by a Sephora employee. So what I actually use on my skin, I use my Senegence Silk Primer that goes really nicely under my foundation and my tinted moisturizer. But I find that because I have prominent pores, it doesn't quite fill them in the way that I would like. It's a treatment, so it helps to reduce the appearance of pores and fine lines over time, but it's quite a thin consistency. So I wanted to pick something up that was a thicker consistency, and this is kind of just like Benefit Professional, except it's in a bigger tube, and it doesn't dry the skin out quite as much as I find the Professional does. So it still keeps the skin nice and equalized. It still keeps the skin, it doesn't zap the skin of moisture, and it smells really nice. It kind of smells like aloe, or it smells kind of green or leafy or whatever. But it's fantastic. I like it just for my T-zone, and it just helps to fill in pores and fine lines. It just looks nicer under makeup, and it helps me with my kind of obvious pores. I also picked up the travel size as well. The best thing about these primers is they actually come in a travel size too. So if you are at Sephora, inside the little queue, they have like the travel products, and it's in there as well. So I just picked up both, one for travel, one for home. And now I also grabbed, and this was for my wedding day, I picked up the NARS Travel Duo in Orgasm and Laguna. Staple colors, and the only reason I did this is because I forgot my Orgasm blush, and I had intended to wear it for my wedding day over the top of a cream blush to give a little bit more sheen, and I left it at home. So I went out and I grabbed this, and awesome idea for traveling. I love both products in here, so I'll get a lot of use out of it. So grab those. And also for my wedding day, I picked up the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Now, I didn't pick this up because I wanted my makeup to last longer, because the products that I use are typically really long wearing and they stay on really well. I don't need that, but I did want my makeup to look less powdery. Now the All Nighter Spray is fantastic because it sprays on and it takes away that powdery look if you kind of dab it into the skin, but it doesn't break down the makeup that some products can. There are products like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, which I absolutely adore, but they do a really good job of going onto the skin and making the skin look a lot less dry from powders, but it has a tendency to break down makeup, even long wearing makeup, because it has an oil content. This one is fantastic because it is designed for long wearing and it takes away that powdery look. So that's the reason that I got this, and I found that it worked really nicely for what I wanted it for. I only picked up a travel size, that's all I really need. But it comes in this travel size, and it also comes in the big bottle, so to each their own. I also grabbed a few more of one of my favorite products. If you followed my live wedding day makeup on Facebook, or you've been kind of following my Facebook page and the pictures on there, then you will know that I love these and I am obsessed with them. And they work really, really, really well with the Shadow Sense colors. And they are the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Metal shades. Now, I already have 3 of them, but I picked up 3 more while I was over there. So I picked up Diamond Dust, which is just this amazing silver. I'll swatch these for you and show you. So that is Diamond Dust there, and it's just this awesome kind of shimmery silver. And then I have Bronzed Belle. Now, Bronzed Belle is a gorgeous warm brown, and it's probably my new favorite. Previously I really liked the Retro Rose Gold, and the Retro Rose Gold was actually the one that I wore on my wedding day. So if you do want to see what I did for my wedding day, I actually did a live get ready with me on my Facebook page, so I'll link that down below. It's a couple of videos back, but I did it live. I was kind of, because we were getting married overseas, I kind of had a lot of the morning to get ready on my own, so I kind of wanted to have a little bit of girly time, so I got on Facebook Live and got ready there, and that worked really nicely. But that's the Bronzed Belle there. And I also picked up Gold Goddess. Now this one's just your shimmery, pretty gold. And I just love how high shine these are. Now, I really like these, but they do have a little bit of fallout. That's the only downside. But that's the Gold Goddess just there. And it's got this shimmery gold to it, which is beautiful. Now, I really like these products. They're very, very high shine, so they're really glam kind of makeup. Now, the one thing I have found is that if you touch them once you apply them, they actually do have a little bit of fallout, so you can sometimes end up with a little bit of glitter. It's only after wearing for quite a few hours, and I didn't have any problems with it on my wedding day. Some colors have more fallout than others, like Kitten Karma, for example, has a little bit more fallout. The Diamond Dust has a bit more fallout than the others as well, but the other colors are more kind of liquidy, so they do stay a little better, but you can get a little bit of that fallout by the end of the day. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with it. I feel like the Shadow Sense colors, like the Senegent Shadow Sense, I feel like they actually help to adhere it a little better to the eyes, because they are a cream and they do have that kind of sticky feeling when they're setting as well. So I feel like they kind of do a good job of adhering. If you are looking for kind of a base for these as shadows, highly recommend the Shadow Sense colors. I use Candlelight under all eyeshadows for a base as well. Now, speaking of eyeshadows, I did pick up some powder eyeshadows. I don't use powder eyeshadows all that much, but I still can't get over a really beautiful palette, and I picked up the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. You've probably seen a lot of reviews and tutorials with this palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. The colors are so pigmented, and as a powder palette, using them over my regular Shadow Sense colors, I just love this. Cream shadows and powder shadows just give a very different look, and I like the way that these ones blend as powder shadows, and I really like how pigmented they are, so I wanted to pick this up. I probably will pick up the new one that they're bringing out as well, because I really like those kind of green colours. But yeah, I grabbed this as well, and I don't regret it, which is awesome. Lucky last but not least, I also picked up some polishes, some nail polishes. Now, these are from Nails Inc, and they're from their, I want to call it their mindfulness range. These are all crystal based polishes. So what they do is they have crushed crystals in them that kind of promote different strengths or healing. If you don't know a lot about crystals and their kind of healing properties, I suppose. They're just pretty polishes, but for somebody who has explored mindfulness and has explored a little bit about crystals as well, these are fantastic. So you've got this one, which is called Future's Bright. This is a beautiful peach color, which I've got on my toenails. It's what it says is, it says, wear me for happiness and heart shielding, and it's infused with citron, like the crystal citron. And it's this beautiful peach, and it's got this real gold sheen to it. Then there is Better Together. Now it says wear me for friendship and love, and this one is infused with rose quartz, so it has that really quartzy kind of sheen to it, and it's just a really nice pale pink. And then there are two kind of toppers. This one is called Balancing Act, and this one is for wearing for balance and wisdom. So this is infused with moonstone, and that's a top coat. And then the last top coat, this one's called Good Vibes, and you wear this one for aura enhancing. And this one has got clear quartz, and it's kind of a rainbow kind of top coat. But yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm really happy. In comparison to my other US hauls, and back before I was decluttering, back before I was working with Senegence products, I used to buy a hell of a lot more than this, which is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. It was kind of a good mix of products. As you can see, I would usually have picked up a ton of lipsticks, and I didn't pick up any, which I feel really, really proud about. But yeah, but for those of you who would like to know, the colour that I'm wearing on my lips today, it's actually a mix of two colours. They're actually the new colours in the Lip Sense range. So I've just layered the two colours together. I used 2 coats of She's Apples and 1 coat of Coralina on top. These are the 2 new colours to the range, and like all Lip Sense colours, these are completely smudge proof. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.